there, folks. This is Assistant Editor Kurt Pope, once again joined by craft diva Jamie Mowry.
Hello.
As you can see, today we are not doing a craft. We are in Jamie's kitchen, actually.
Welcome.
Very exciting. And we are going to make one of the best Easter treats, chocolate peanut butter eggs. So we're going to check out our recipe. Jamie, what do you think? How do we get started?
All right, so we're gonna bring you over here to see all of the ingredients. So what you're gonna need to make the chocolate peanut butter eggs are 3 tablespoons of softened butter, some milk. We're going to eye how much milk we need. So right now we have about a cup, 6 ounces of creamy peanut butter, 1 pound of powdered sugar, and then for the chocolate, you're gonna need semi-sweet chocolate chip morsels and some vegetable oil. So we have all the ingredients and we're gonna get started. So to get started, you're gonna need a big mixing bowl because we're gonna throw all of the ingredients in the mixer, and you're also going to need a mixer. And definitely electronic one's the way to go, but you can do it by hand and work your arm muscles there. So first we're gonna put in the 3 tablespoons of softened butter. While I'm doing this, Kurt's going to grab the peanut butter, and we're gonna use 6 ounces of the peanut butter. That's a 12-ounce jar. So he's just going to spoonfill it in until it's about half of the jar of peanut butter. All right, so as you can see, we have the peanut butter in our mixer and the butter. Now we're gonna do a pound of powdered sugar. This is 2 pounds, so half of the bag of powdered sugar right into the bowl. All right, so now we're gonna mix it all together before we put the milk in. So since it's a lot of powdered sugar, start on a low speed so you don't see sugar fly up everywhere. It still might happen, but you gotta get messy when you bake.
That's why she's doing this and not me.
Just make sure you get all around the edges. Okay, so now we have it pretty well mixed together in there. And we're gonna slowly add the milk. So Kurt's gonna just slowly pour the milk in while I'm mixing.
Got it.
All right?
Okay.
Very slowly. And this is gonna give the eggs a little bit of moisture. Okay, now as you can see, Kurt helped put the milk in, and that really just made it really smooth. It's still thick, so we're gonna be able to form it really nicely. And we're gonna start forming it into look like eggs, and we're gonna put it on this wax paper on a cookie sheet, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so now we have formed all of our peanut butter eggs. I'm trying to make them in an egg shape, kind of like oval, and we're putting them on our wax parchment paper, and we're gonna stick them in the fridge for 30 minutes. As you can see, we were able to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. So if you wanted to make them smaller, you could even double that. But we kind of went with a medium size here, and we're gonna throw them in the fridge and let them cool off and kind of harden.
Okay, so we got our eggs are in the freezer, getting all chilled. Now we just gotta make some chocolate to dip them in. Jamie, what do you want to do to go about this? Okay,
so we have a 12-ounce bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So we put a bag in a microwavable dish, and we're gonna stick this dish right in the microwave for 30 seconds. So you wanna put it in for 30 seconds, take it out. It won't be completely melted, so you're just gonna mix it through and then put it back in for another 30 seconds, and then it'll be melted. And we're also gonna put a little bit of vegetable oil in with the chocolate after the first 30 seconds, just to keep it really nice and smooth. All right, so now that the chocolate is melted, as you can see, you want to take a fork and just go right underneath the egg. The egg is nice and firm, and then you're going to want to dip it in the chocolate and just kind of pour the chocolate over it. Make sure you get all around it so that every part of the peanut butter egg is covered with chocolate. And then you're going to want to scoop it back up with your fork and just kind of let the other chocolate run down so that it gets all the drips off. We're gonna put it back on the wax paper, so even if there's parts of the chocolate that are clumpy, it'll kind of freeze off when you put it back in the fridge. And just kind of do this a couple times, get all the runoff chocolate.
And this is a good way to make sure your egg is entirely covered instead of like you know, there are other methods you could just dip part of it, but this way we want it all covered in chocolate. So we'll
And
take care of that.
I read a lot people saying, how do you still make them look pretty? Mine look sloppy.
Yeah.
And this is a good method by trying to get all the chocolate off of it as you can before you place it down, and that'll make it look really nice and professional.
So we're gonna go ahead and dip these eggs, and then we'll show you the final product before they go in the freezer one last time.
So as you can see, the eggs are done. They're delicious. We tried one.
They turned out well. I won't lie, we weren't sure exactly how it would all go. There's a lot of eyeing it with like the sugar and stuff, but it worked out well.
Yeah, and it definitely takes patience at the end to make sure the chocolate goes over and looks perfect. If you don't care about perfect, then that's great. And you could also sprinkle like Easter sprinkles over it. You can kind of do it any decorations, whatever your kids want to do. They could even get icing out and make designs on the eggs. So really whatever you want, but they turned out great.
Definitely. And do you think we could store them in the fridge or freezer? Where would you store them?
I would probably store them in the freezer,
Okay.
just because then you know that they'll stay hard. But I know some people leave them out at room temperature, so I think it's almost kind of your preference and what you like.
Awesome. And you want to make sure they freeze all the way the first time, and then you can do whichever you like. But Jamie, thank you for letting us use your house.
You're welcome.
Your stuff and
Definitely.
everything.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, and thank you for joining us as always.
Yep. Happy Easter.